Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that might sound a little controversial at first, but stick with me because it's a crucial reality check for anyone serious about their financial health. The topic is why having $50,000 in savings can feel exactly like having zero. Now I know what you might be thinking. $50,000 is a lot of money. And you're right, it is. For many people, saving that amount is a huge accomplishment, and it absolutely should be celebrated. But when we talk about a safety net, the context changes completely. A safety net isn't just a pile of cash. It's a buffer against life's biggest and most unexpected curveballs. And when you start to break down what those curveballs actually cost, that $50,000 can evaporate surprisingly fast. Let's start with the most common reason people need a safety net: losing a job. The standard advice is to have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up. So, let's do some quick math. What are your monthly expenses? Think about everything: rent or mortgage, car payments, insurance, utilities, groceries, student loans, childcare, all of it. Let's say your total monthly nut is around $4,000. That's not an extravagant lifestyle in many parts of the country. A 6-month emergency fund would be $24,000. Right away, your $50,000 nest egg is cut in half. And what if your job search takes longer than 6 months? In a tough economy, it's not uncommon for it to take 8, 10, or even 12 months to find a comparable role. Suddenly, that $50,000 doesn't look so big anymore, does it? It's just covering the bare necessities while you're scrambling to find new income. But job loss is just one piece of the puzzle. The real financial knockout often comes from unexpected medical emergencies. We all know healthcare costs can be astronomical, even with decent insurance. Your insurance policy has a deductible and an out-of-pocket maximum. The out-of-pocket maximum is the most you'll have to pay for covered services in a plan year. For a family plan, this can easily be $10,000 to $15,000 or more. So, imagine a serious accident or a sudden illness hits your family. Before your insurance even kicks in fully, you could be on the hook for a 5-figure bill. Boom. There goes another $10,000 or $15,000 from your savings. Add that to the potential job loss scenario, and we're now at around $35,000 to $40,000 gone, just from 2 very plausible life events. Your $50,000 is now looking more like $10,000. And we haven't even talked about major home or auto repairs. What happens if your roof starts leaking and needs a full replacement? That can cost $20,000. What if your car's transmission fails and you need a new vehicle? Even a reliable used car can set you back $15,000 to $20,000. These aren't luxury expenses. They're essential for keeping a roof over your head and getting to work. If one of these hits while you're already unemployed or dealing with medical bills, your $50,000 safety net is completely wiped out. You're back at zero, or even worse, in debt. This is what I call the financial triple threat: job loss, a medical crisis, and a major home or car repair. It's rare for all 3 to happen at once, but it's not impossible. And more commonly, 2 of them can strike in the same year. When that happens, $50,000 isn't a fortress. It's a picket fence that gets blown over in the first major storm. Another silent killer of savings is inflation. The $50,000 you saved 5 years ago doesn't have the same buying power today. Let's say inflation averages 3% per year. Over 10 years, that $50,000 will lose nearly a third of its value if it's just sitting in a low-yield savings account. It would only be worth about $37,000 in today's dollars. So, the target you're aiming for is constantly moving. Your safety net needs to grow just to keep up with the rising cost of living. If your savings aren't outpacing inflation, you're effectively losing money every single day. This is why simply saving isn't enough. You also need a smart strategy for making your money work for you. So, why does $50,000 feel like zero? It's because it represents a false sense of security. It feels like a significant number, and it is, but it creates a psychological illusion that you're safe. This can lead to a dangerous complacency. You might think, I've got 50K saved, I can relax. But as we've just seen, a few realistic life events can decimate that amount in the blink of an eye, leaving you in a more vulnerable position than you ever imagined. The real danger isn't having $50,000. It's believing that $50,000 is enough to protect you from everything. What's the solution then? Does this mean we should all feel hopeless? Absolutely not. The point of this isn't to scare you, but to empower you with a realistic perspective. The first step is to redefine what a safety net truly means. It's not just one pile of cash. A robust financial safety net is multi-layered. Layer 1 is your liquid emergency fund. This is your 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, kept in a high-yield savings account where you can access it immediately. This is your first line of defense. For our example person with $4,000 in monthly expenses, this would be $24,000. Layer 2 is about mitigating risks. This means having the right insurance. Are you properly insured? Review your health, auto, home, or renters and life insurance policies. Consider disability insurance, which protects your income if you're unable to work due to illness or injury. Paying a few $100s a month in premiums might seem expensive, but it can save you from a $100,000 catastrophe. Insurance is what protects your emergency fund from being wiped out by a single event. Layer 3 is your intermediate savings and investments. This is where the rest of that $50,000 and hopefully more should go. This isn't money for daily emergencies, but for predictable large expenses you see coming in the next 1 to 5 years. Think a down payment on a house, a car replacement, or funding your kids' education. This money can be invested more strategically than your emergency fund, perhaps in low-risk bonds or index funds, to help it grow and beat inflation. And finally, Layer 4 is your long-term retirement investing. This is your 401k, your IRA, your brokerage accounts. This is the money you won't touch for decades. This is your ultimate safety net for your future self, ensuring you can live comfortably when you're no longer earning an income. When you structure your finances this way, that $50,000 is no longer just one single, vulnerable pile of cash. It's allocated intelligently. Maybe $25,000 is in your high-yield emergency fund. The other $25,000 is invested in a brokerage account, forming the foundation of your intermediate savings. You're covered by robust insurance, and you're consistently contributing to your retirement accounts. Now, you have a real system in place. If you lose your job, you draw from the emergency fund without touching your investments. If you have a medical emergency, your insurance and emergency fund work together to cover the costs. This multi-layered approach transforms that feeling of having zero into a feeling of genuine control and preparedness. The key takeaway is to shift your mindset from "how much money do I have saved" to "how resilient is my financial system?" A large number in a savings account is comforting, but a well-designed system is what provides true, lasting security. Don't let a number lull you into a false sense of safety. Do the math. Understand the real costs of potential disasters and build a financial plan that's strong enough to withstand them. That is the path to true financial peace of mind. Start by calculating your true monthly expenses. Then build that 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Review your insurance coverage. And finally, start investing for the medium and long term. It's a journey, not a destination, but every step you take builds a stronger foundation. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this provided a new and valuable perspective on what it means to be financially secure. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe for more content on building real, lasting wealth. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. I'll see you in the next video.